Hello everyone. Today is very gloomy outside, so I am making a video that is the opposite of gloomy. I'm gonna be sharing some of my favorite New York City date ideas. When I originally thought about this, I was thinking about dates, but then I thought about it some more and I realized you can really do this with anyone. You could do these things on your own. You could do them in the summer, you could do them in the winter, and this is great for people who live in New York City, but it's also great for people who might be visiting New York City. I obviously love New York City, that is no secret, but what I think makes these places special is that it connects you to the city in a really unique way. So these are things that you're not really going to find on like the list of things to do in New York City. These are things that will bring you to a more intimate level of New York City, and that's why I love them. And especially if you're traveling, I think these are great things to try because you'll just see the city from a different perspective. So let's get into this. The first thing is Chumleys. I am actually going here for my birthday dinner, one of my birthday dinners, because I love this place so much. I recently discovered Chumleys while I was on a walking tour in Greenwich Village. It was a speakeasy that was opened during the Prohibition era. It was a place that was really popular for writers and artists to go. Because so many people in the creative community were hanging out at Chumleys, it became a tradition for writers that when they got published, they would rip off the cover of their book and pin it up on the wall at Chumleys. And what's really cool is that those book covers are still there today. Chumleys operated all the way up until 2007, basically as like a dive bar. I've heard people say that there was like sawdust on the floor and it was just a very simple, bare bones experience. But in 2007, a chimney collapsed and this caused Chumleys to close for a while. And when they closed, they went through a full gut renovation and turned it into a restaurant. So it's still a bar, but it's also a restaurant as well. It's very dark when you walk in, which I love, and that's why I think it's great for winter. It just makes you feel extra snug. They serve amazing drinks there, and they also have really good food. The burger is so good. It just feels like New York when you walk in, and I love that the book covers are still there. They're all along the walls. They're behind glass now. You can look at the book covers and you realize, oh my God, these people are some of the most iconic writers in American history. And since Chumleys is located in the Village, you are just surrounded by so much history, old tenement buildings, the exterior of the Friends apartment. I know that is a really popular place for people to take photos, but what a lot of people don't know is that that used to be a tenement building and they used to charge $1 in rent. And now it's some of the most expensive real estate in New York City. So it's really interesting. And I think also important to really digest that history of New York. All right, I feel kind of conflicted about telling you about this place because I'm like, I love it so much. So I kind of want to keep it to myself, but I feel like this is totally a place that is worth going to, especially if you're looking to explore Brooklyn. Aldila Trattoria is one of my favorite restaurants just in New York City, period. This is a spot that I think just represents a Brooklyn neighborhood. It's in Park Slope, so it's a neighborhood that typically isn't filled with a ton of tourists. You really get to see the locals that live there, and you get to see more of what everyday life in Brooklyn looks like. And this is a restaurant that has been here for a while. They make incredible Italian food. They have a restaurant in the front, and you normally need reservations to get a seat there unless you get there really early because they fill up pretty quickly. Even on the weekdays, they get pretty busy. But there's a wine bar around the corner that is connected to the restaurant, and that is a really cool space to have a drink. They also serve the full menu there, and personally, that is my favorite spot I feel like I'm telling you one of my personal secrets because this is what I do. I go to the wine bar and I just eat the full menu, and I love that it's a smaller space. You can talk to the bartender there. The servers are really great, and they always have really good seasonal specials as well. Honestly, everything that I've eaten there is incredible. Their sides are totally worth trying. Their polenta is amazing. I love all of their pasta. If you're looking for Italian food, if you want to explore Brooklyn, if you want to be around Brooklyn locals, this is the place to go. This is the thing that is not like the other things in this video. Archery. I actually did this last year, and the place that I went to was Gotham Archery in Brooklyn. I would highly recommend this place. It was an amazing facility. The people there were really great. They were very informative and made sure that we had fun, but we were also safe. Two things that I really appreciate, especially when you are really using an actual bow and arrow. I loved how it could really be a group experience, but it could also be an individual experience as well, because you're learning how to be in the moment. It's also about precision, and it's also about patience with yourself. This is just one of those things that I think everybody should try once, because it's just not something that's really in our everyday experience. So if you're looking for something different, here it is. If you're looking for something to do outside, I would recommend Big Onion walking tours. I have taken multiple tours from Big Onion, and one of my goals is to actually do all of their tours in 2019. I love learning about New York City, and this is a really interesting way to do it. What I love about these tours is, one, they are usually led by a PhD student or someone that just has a lot of knowledge about that certain area. And what I love about the groups is that it's usually a total mix of people. You have some people that are from out of town, you have some people that are from New York. It's a mix of all different ages. Like the last tour I went on, there were older people, there were parents there with their kids, Erica and I were there, and it was just such a hodgepodge of people, and you just get to know complete strangers, which is really fun. The last one I have not done before, but this comes highly, highly recommended by Erica, who has done this. It is called Groupmuse. It basically takes classical music, and instead of listening to it in, you know, like a grand venue, you're listening to it in people's homes. So all you have to do is sign up on the Groupmuse site to find locations near you. So they actually do have Groupmuse in various cities, but New York has a lot of Groupmuse events. And what's cool about this is that you get to listen to beautiful music in a really intimate setting, and you're with people that you don't know. So it's a great way to meet people, to really get outside of your comfort zone. I love the idea of someone opening up their home for beautiful music to be played and just inviting people in to share that experience. It's something that is just so New York. According to Groupmuse, this is really how music was shared at one point in time. It was shared in people's homes in intimate small groups. So it's just a really cool experience, especially when we live in a world where things tend to be very fast-paced. You're in these large venues, you're not really going to meet other people. This really gives you that smaller, intimate experience. All right, those are all of my New York City date ideas, but just remember, it's not just for dates. You can go with your friends, you can go on your own, you can be from New York City, you can be not from New York City. There are so many options here, and I would love it if you would let me know if you tried one of these things, because I love these places and I hope you love them too. If you would like me to do more videos on things that I love in New York City, I've been thinking about just doing a series in general where I maybe focus in on like coffee places in New York that I like, and I've also been thinking about queer places that I like in New York City, things like that. So let me know in the comments if you'd be interested, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.